Hey guys, I know it's been a little while, but on today's show, could the government come by and take your ham radio equipment and suspend your license during a time of crisis? That's right here, right now on Ham Radio for Non-Techies. Welcome back to Ham Radio for Non-Techies, where we try to simplify the ham radio hobby to get you to be able to study for and pass your test and become a licensed ham radio operator as quickly as possible. Before we begin, guys, again, about 60% of you that watch my videos, 50-60% of you, are not subscribed. Just click the little subscribe button down below. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes one mouse click. It's nothing out of your pocket. Anyway, it helps the channel, and I'd highly appreciate it. So today's topic came from a question from a viewer, and I want to put his question up here. I'm not going to tell you who he is. It was just a viewer of mine that I've been kind of conversing back and forth with. I thought this question was kind of interesting. So his question is, during a crisis in our country, is it possible that that our ham radio licenses / call signs could be suspended by the FCC because all of us have an FRN and a call sign on FCC's ULS website, which also has our addresses and personal info? Could this lead to confiscation of our ham radios and equipment during a crisis as well? I've actually heard in the past that the South African government suspended all ham radio licensees of their licenses. I don't know if this is currently the case. Okay, so that is a great question, and I haven't seen anybody really address this yet. Here is my opinion on this, all right? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be pretty accurate about it. When you hear about these things happening, like in South Africa, or recently we heard that Ukraine was being suppressed from sending out transmissions on their ham radios. The ham operators out there were being asked to not transmit just in case the enemy was listening when they're being invaded by Russia. So Russian soldiers are on their soil. There's probably radios out there scanning for transmissions. They asked them to kind of knock it off. And then you also had last year in Cuba, the Cuban government secretly and illegally put up jammers, and they were jamming. They had jammers all around their island and jamming the 40-meter frequency, and that started affecting people's ability to use the 40-meter band over here in the Gulf. Anybody lived in the Gulf Coast, it kind of affected us as well here and there. So the first thing you have to remember about a lot of this stuff, these countries, South Africa, Ukraine, and Cuba, they're all either socialist or communist countries. The people there have no rights. They have no say. They're suckers for the government. They do what the government tells them, or they get shot. I mean, that's kind of how it is. Maybe not so severe as getting shot, but they're subjective to their government. Here in America, where we actually have rights, at least those of us who know what their rights are, and we have a constitution and, you know, the wherewithal to defend ourselves from an oppressive government and things like that, we don't have nearly that big of a problem. Okay. Now, his question specifically was, could they come and take all of our ham radios and equipment? I seriously doubt it. To do that would require a massive undertaking of manpower to come out and go to everybody's house, for all the hundreds of thousands of ham radio operators there are throughout the United States, and come and confiscate all your gear. Probably not going to happen. And it'd be stupid because a lot of people that are into this stuff are survivalists, and, you know, well, not going to get into it. You can use your imagination. So could they suspend licenses and call signs and blah, blah, blah? Yeah. I mean, if there was an actual invasion on our soil, I would assume yes. And they might do that just to prevent, you know, people from accidentally transmitting, you know, intel that might be useful to an invading army on U.S. soil. But I think that's the existential circumstance that would have to happen for something like that to go on here. And nobody's really attacked U.S. soil in such a long time. I don't see that as a possibility of something that would really actually happen. Now, could it happen? Sure. You know, there could be some situation. Nothing to stop a government from doing what they do. You know, governments have been tyrannical throughout history and have been, you know, pretty much have screwed people every chance they get. So could it happen? Yes. But will it happen? I seriously doubt it. There'd have to be a really, really strange crisis or situation that would have to happen in order for something to get that bad. But you have to also understand that ham radio as not only a hobby, but it's also a service. And in that service, we train ourselves and other people how to use it so we can relay information to one another during a time of crisis, whether it be a natural disaster or otherwise. So, you know, I don't really think that's really something you should worry. This viewer should really worry about. I mean, it could happen. Anything could happen, but is it reality? I don't think so. And, you know, you can continue to research this. I highly suggest anybody who's interested, you know, research the stuff, find out more about that. Yeah, they can do whatever they want, but will they? I don't think they would. You can join other groups out there and learn more about, you know, crisis management type stuff, you know, with ham radio operators. You have RACES, you have ARES, you have Stormwarn or Stormwatch or something like that. You know, you can get into those things, and those are mainly based on like natural disasters and other things like that. But that might give you a better understanding of where ham radio plays a part in those types of services on the service end of what ham radio is about. So, you know, I encourage you to give that a shot. You know, it's worth checking out. I'm not part of one of those things. I really enjoy the hobby part. I know what I'm going to do if we have a zombie apocalypse kind of a scenario, and I've got my plan in place, and I'm golden. But, you know, as far as worrying about it, I really wouldn't. I mean, it's very easy these days to get all up in arms about every little freaking thing, and people like to make crisis where there isn't one. So I'd say just stick to your guns, read as much as you can, learn as much as you can, and don't worry about it. You know, if it happens, you'll know it. But I seriously doubt it's going to stop a whole lot of hams from talking to each other. If somebody had a worst case scenario and there was some major problem or some major issue, you know, war related on U.S. soil, or that really involved us to the point where it started affecting civilian life in the United States, hams are going to immediately hit the radios and be relaying information to one another to try to find out what's going on. You know, what's going on in your state? Oh, here's what's going on in my state, or here's what's going on in my community. And we're going to band together and work. That's what we do. That's part of the reason why we got into ham radio. So I really don't think, unless they put out jammers here, which, you know, the tech might be already in place. I know the tech exists because Cuba did it. And if Cuba has jammers, you pretty much know we probably have them. But whether they're in place or they'd be used, I really don't know. You know, won't know until it actually happens, right? So I'd say just don't sweat it. You know, I think this is a great question. It's an absolutely great question, but I don't think you really have much to worry about. Anyway, guys, that's my my show for today. Please remember to subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you like this video. If you got comments about this, put it down below. I answer all my comments from every single viewer. If you got advice in this, you know, want to rebuttal against me, let me know. Also, if you guys have any questions, I've got a whole bunch of new shows I'm getting ready to go shoot. But if you guys ever have questions for me, shoot them over to my email. Go to hamradiofornontechies.com, fill out the little form on the contact us page. I get your emails just like this guy did, and I will answer your questions. So, you know, I might make a new show out of it. I love doing shows like this where somebody asks a question. I can try to, you know, deep dive on it a little bit. I hope I answered this question for you, and you know, we'll see where it goes from there. And anyway, guys, you know, get out there, have a safe day, have a safe week. Go out there and ham harder, play radio, get out to do POTA, whatever you do. And until then, this is Ham Radio for Non-Techies, and we are clear.